Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our Total War Rome 2 Roman Empire campaign. So, in the last episode we left off, having just fought a naval battle in the, forget what sea it is. I think it's like Mare Hispania or something, I'm just gonna guess. But anyways, we fought a naval battle with the Carthaginians, and now they are basically throwing a last-ditch effort to defeat us with the garrison army in their port city, as well as the last army, or at least the last main army that they have. And so we're going to be fighting a pretty uphill battle today. Definitely a losable one, but also potentially a winnable one. And we have no choice but to try to win because we can't actually retreat from this. So we're going to pray that the 5th Legion under Decimus Sornadius Agricola can hold off these two armies, and if we are victorious, the 5th Legion should be able to claim their port city, and that will be pretty much the end of Carthage as a naval power. In fact, without this particular settlement, they will not have access to any ports, and if they still have any navies, we did just defeat one of their last ones. I don't know if they have any others, but if they have any navies left, they're going to be suffering major attrition and should really no longer be a threat. So this victory could leave Carthage landlocked in the middle of Spain and, you know, pretty much take the teeth out of them, if you will. So my strategy for this battle is going to be to try to kill their general first and foremost. I have 2 units of mercenary Numidian cavalry that should be able to outrun anything else on the battlefield. So if we can get them up to the general and kill him through skirmishing early, it's going to be it's going to be a pretty major morale hit to the entire army. So we'll want to do that if we can as early as possible. Depending on deployment, the garrison army will be on the battlefield first and potentially alone for a little while. I don't know how long, so we're going to deploy in a pretty aggressive stance and see if we can't defeat the garrison army before the other army even arrives. The old divide and conquer trick. So if we can defeat the garrison army before the other army arrives, that will not quite have their numbers. It's more like a third. Yeah, we'll basically cut their army down to 2/3, which puts us at a pretty even number. We'll probably be down a couple of men and we'll be facing 2,300. And then when this army comes on, if we can kill that general, we'll have an even better chance. We're going to want to be careful about squaring up with these mercenary noble fighters because they are just absolute death machines. The hoplites aren't nearly as deadly, but they are pretty damn close to an immovable object, so they're going to be very difficult to get off the battlefield, but they won't inflict a lot of damage on our guys. So if we play this strategically, we can maybe get in behind them and cause some damage. We've also got to watch out for the Carthaginian cavalry, which is pretty solid all around cav. Well, with that strategy talk out of the way, let's go ahead and see if we can't win this. Alright, so we got majorly screwed on the deployment here, so what I'm going to do to try to survive this is the good old corner camp technique. I don't feel particularly proud about doing this, but if we lose this battle, we basically have this entire legion wiped out. There's really no middle ground on this. So I figure better to do everything possible to survive rather than going out in, you know, an honorable defeat that ultimately wipes out this entire force. So yeah, we're going to be kind of corner camping here. We could actually go closer to the beach now, and I might actually do that. The reason why I want to be close to the shore is because my navy will be able to provide some support to us through the ballista and stuff that they have. And of course there's like some skirmishers on there as well. But if they're out at sea, they're safe. The enemy can't really touch them other than unless they have archers or something, but the ballista is going to outrange them by far. Anyways, we got completely screwed, and part of that is actually thanks to the Navy. Because they're part of this battle, we got a map that's kind of 50-50 land and sea. If we hadn't had them present, then it would have been 100% land. Or it would have had some coast, but probably not nearly this much. Anyway, you can see that the enemy kind of spawned right next to where their reinforcements were, and therefore there was no way that we were going to be able to not only get to the garrison army, but defeat them before the other army made it. So being aggressive here was not going to work. Therefore, we're going to go full defense and pray that we're able to hold. So my formation is one that you're probably used to seeing if you've been following this playthrough. I have the sort of basic Roman deployment, with the only exception being I had swapped the Hastati and Triari, but it looks like they defaulted back to normal. So this is a more historical deployment, though they should be staggered with the Hastati, then Principes, then Triari. But I actually want the Triari to be where the Principes are. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. And I'll probably cut here because you guys don't need to watch this play out super duper slow. And I think I'll come back when the enemy is at the gates. Alright, so the enemy is sort of close, and we are going to start bombarding them with the ballista if the game will allow me to. Looks like they kind of got stuck, which is unfortunate because this thing doesn't rotate, so we have to point it at whatever we're trying to target. In this case, that's going to be not the mob, probably like some hoplites. That's ideally what we're going to kill before they get to us. Not because they're, especially deadly, but again, because they will be very difficult to kill otherwise. It looks like they're being a little bit overzealous here, which is interesting. I'm actually going to get my cavalry the hell out of Dodge, because I would much rather their cavalry hit my Triari than my own cavalry. But yeah, I would have expected them to attack as one. It looks like instead of doing that, they've decided to... Why the hell would you stop? They've decided to send the garrison army in first, separate from everybody else. I am going to have to send the cavalry out, though. God, you guys are so dumb. Why are you doing this? Well, that is not promising for a start. There's the elephants. We're going to want to basically get in there and kill as many of them as possible. So let's commit the Numidian Cav in there. If the Numidian Cav kills the general and dies, that's fine. But as long as they take out that general. So get in there. You guys need to not do that. It looks like my Carthaginian Cav is pretty much just going to get pulled into a fight, and there's not much I can do about it. Alright, so they are approaching. And you guys are going to charge them head on, because of course you are. Come on, rapid fire. Go, go, go. Get the hell out of there. Did we kill any of them? No. Not a one. What are you guys doing? Just standing there, huh? Come on. That thing is flashing. They might be about to go berserk. But my Numidian Cav is getting so torn up that I don't think we're going to be able to get the kill. Why don't you guys charge in there? Just cause all sorts of chaos. And if you can kill him, then great. If you can't, then oh well. Keep moving. God, we have not killed any of them. Come on. Do your damn job. Yeah, it's not going great. Have they even engaged us yet? It looks like that unit of hoplites might. Come on, just slaughter them. Kill the general. That's all that matters. Alright, there we go. Now they're taking pretty heavy casualties. So that was basically suicide for 3 units, but their general is going to be a major, major hit to their morale. Or the loss of their general, I should say. So you guys need to pull out. If we can salvage that unit, we may as well. No reason not to. It looks like you guys have been pulled into a fight. Why don't you go land over there and maybe you can contribute to their victory in that. Or you know what? Wherever you can get, that's going to be easier on you, I guess. Okay, so here comes the enemy general. Well, not the enemy general, but one of the enemy's commanders, I guess I should say. Principes, I'm going to ask you to split out a little bit. Let's do that on this flank as well, just to make sure that nobody gets around it. And we'll save these others for kind of smashing up the front. It looks like we are winning that fight. So I will just let it play out. I see no reason not to. And as you guys deploy, I'm going to need you to run over there and kill some cavalry for me. Meanwhile, it looks like you've been caught. Oh well. So my cavalry is completely gone. That's okay, we weren't going to be able to use them for much in this type of battle, so it is what it is. Can you skirmish with them, please? Just inflict some damage, if you don't mind. Yeah, that's okay. They're just going to sit there and eat a bunch of Pila being thrown their way. That's cool too, and it looks like they're going to turn around and run, which is only going to compound the damage. They haven't taken any casualties yet. It looks like they've put a dent in my Triari though, which is unfortunate. But they don't seem too keen on attacking, or maybe they are waiting and they've just chose to do it like right up in our faces, maybe to taunt us, I don't know. But yeah, if you could continue firing. Oh wait, that was the wrong unit. If you could continue firing, that would be great. You do your thing, and when the time is right, I'll deploy these guys. But we've got 160 Triari waiting on this ship. So I'm hoping that they'll be able to maybe turn a flank in our favor. Again, Triari don't tend to kill that well. Better than hoplites, but still not the best. God, you guys are just getting slaughtered over there. There's not a lot I can do about it. Are you finally attacking? I'd love to commit something over there to kill them, but I just don't have anything. You guys are on the move. I guess we can speed things up a bit. But yeah, I need them going after you guys. We might save one of our cavalry units if we're quick over there. Interesting. Can you catch them? I think we managed to grab their flank there before they got past us. But yeah, these skirmishers are going to be doing a number on us, and there's, again, no real counter that we have to it. I'm going to get you guys back over here, just so that you're contributing something to this fight. Oh, hello. Where did those guys come from? Well, we finally got the enemy general. I thought we already had him, but I guess not. I need you guys to get here and then charge. I'm going to have you do the same, if it'll allow me. Alright, line up, and then push through. Line up and push through. Let's get you guys turning that flank just a little bit more. And why don't we have you do the same, if it, again, will allow me. So far, not allowing. There it is. Alright, yeah, try to get those hoplites to break, if you don't mind. That was a little bit danger close, my friend. Can you maybe aim into, yeah, do that. Into the crowds. Alright, now that they're committing, we can start shifting the lighter infantry out to the flanks. Gotta be extra careful, though, because they aren't very intelligent. But the goal here is to get the Hastati in a position where they can encircle the enemy, and hopefully the Triari can hold long enough to basically just completely surround everybody and kill them from behind. That's the hope. Whether or not that actually plays out will remain to be seen. What are you guys up to? Can you come over here? I don't know that I want to do that. Alright, looks like you guys got caught up in that fight. You need to keep moving out. You guys are, again, being stupid. We might need some help on that one. Yeah, the Principes are not going to win that fight, so you guys are going to have to flank them. Come on, move. I'm gonna have to just spam click because otherwise they won't listen to my orders. God, you guys are being so stupid right now. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. If you get in behind them, we might be able to turn that fight around. If we don't, then those Principes are dead. And then we need to get these guys out from behind there. This is working out okay, but I didn't want to commit you both right there. I suppose it's fine. Why don't you push up, since you're not engaged with anybody. We'll commit you guys there, and let's get some cavalry charges going, I guess. And if I could maybe rotate you guys to the back line, that might help. Feel free to throw into the crowd there. What are you up to? I just need cycle charges, really. Cycle charges would be great. And actually, you can start throwing at those noble fighters. I'm going to put them in skirmish just because I can't really babysit them. Not that they're going to be very intelligent regardless of what I do, but... Anyways, let's see if we can't turn this around. Okay, so the general has smashed in. We pull him back out. Don't want to take too many casualties. What are you guys up to? You're just sitting there. Kind of. Ah, these hoplites are giving us some trouble, I guess. What's going on over here? Yeah, go ahead and kill them real quick. How's this fight going? Not great. Not great at all. Go ahead and smash into their rear flank. That's actually going well for us over there. In fact, we just completely decimated this flank. I'll let one of the Hastati stay over there to finish them off. The other one's going to go ahead and commit. I need you guys to skirmish with that, and I need you guys to skirmish with this. But let's start pushing in over here, and then if you guys could set up there, we might be able to make some use of you. Alright, so you are out of ammo. Go ahead and charge then. Where's my general at? Let's pull him out of that fight. You guys could maybe pile in over there just to make sure that we win that. Let's see. You've still got a lot of ammo. Why don't you fire right here? I don't care if we're risking friendly fire. And then you guys need to go ahead and deploy. Can we not deploy you? You're joking, right? There we go. I just can't do it over here, I guess. Well, great. Okay, that'll work. I need you to do anything, really. Just get moving. In fact, if you have any stuff to throw it at them. And then let's have you crash into the back of those guys. You need to be attacking somebody over there. Are they... Great. Triari, do me a favor. Get in here. Velites, if you have anything to throw... Oh, never mind. You don't. Come over here, please. Let's get you guys ashore as well. I guess that'll work. And you keep shooting if you can. Alright, so we'll have them charge in over there. About to get another unit of Triari, so that will certainly help. Don't let them get away. So far, so good, I have to say. This could have gone a lot worse. Like, so much worse. You guys need to attack. Go ahead and pull back out. Triari, get over here. I could use your help with that, especially since they're fresh. They only have a couple left, but we're still getting slaughtered over there. We'll do what we can. Let's get you skirmishing here, I think. And you guys get over there, please. Alright, good. That charge was enough to break them, it looks like. And it looks like our numbers are slowly overcoming that unit. In fact, I might be able to get a good flank on them here. At least enough to turn it around. How did they get through? I have no idea. I'm just going to let it happen, though. You guys keep piling in over there, because that fight will eventually go our way. We just stay on it. Let's get you over here, please. Here, let's be a little bit smarter about that. And we'll have you kind of cut through. What were you firing at? I saw a shot go by. I have no idea where it went. And good, they're breaking. So it looks like we're actually going to win this. I'm not proud that I had to corner camp it. But a victory is a victory, is it not? So I will take it. Even if it isn't our proudest moment. Right, so that's over. My only cavalry left is the general himself. I'm actually going to send him after some of these units. I am going to do my best to clean this up, because anything that survives this battle is still going to remain defending the settlement. So I will run down some stuff and see you guys shortly. But we did pull out a victory, and that is definitely no easy feat. So there we have it, a costly victory, but I'm happy to say it was a victory at all. So I am cool with, you know, pulling this one out, even if it was a bit ugly, because frankly there was no guarantee that we were going to win it all. And I guess let's call it. Alright, so we desperately needed that, and let's see, what is the final casualty list here? Oh, let me move that out of the way. And yeah, unfortunately most of our cavalry is completely decimated. Even the one that survived is still basically gone. Most of the enemy army was wiped out, however, as well. So we won't have to fight it again when we take the settlement. So this unit right here was the hero of that battle. 541 kills, and they only lost, let's see, it's not going to tell me how many men they have, but it looks like they still have about 75%. So I think like 120, meaning they only lost about 40 men, and they killed more than 10 times that. That is very impressive. Even the general was getting in on the kills there at 225. Every Triari unit had 160 or more. And I don't think any of the Principes, or excuse me, the Hastati did too bad either. This one got really chewed up, but I think that was the one fighting the mercenary noble fighters or whatever. These three all did relatively well. Cavalry, not so much, and that was probably, if we had lost the battle, it would have been due to that. Just my poor use of the cavalry there. More so the Carthaginian ones, because these guys obviously were, you know, suicided to kill the elephants. That was their job, and they did it. The Carthaginian cavalry, though, this one only killed one man and lost the entire unit. So that's pretty pathetic. The Velites all did fairly well. And I didn't really look at the ships. It looks like they did okay. Yeah, not too bad. Pretty respectable. I'm going to take all that money, because that is a lot of money. And we'll see where that leaves us in terms of the settlement. But it should be a pretty straightforward assault on the following turn. So apparently one of our legions got lost. This is the one that just won the battle, in fact. So I'm not sure how they got lost on that tiny little island, but they did. And that was apparently it. Not a whole lot going on, I guess. So let's survey the situation here. In fact, let's deal with this first, since we just resolved the major battle. I assume they still have a garrison, yeah? Not much of one, in fact. It looks like they will reinforce, probably, so I'm just going to auto-resolve this. And we should not only win handily, but it should wipe out everything that they have left. So we'll auto-resolve the assault, and I'm going to do... It looks like aggressive's going to have the most left over for us, so I'm going to do aggressive. Kick him in the shins and stab him in the neck. Down they go, and the city is ours, or the settlement is. That is going to cost us 2 more units, unfortunately. So this legion is in very rough shape. It also costs us a ship somehow. How did they pull that off? I guess this one ship got lucky here. Anyways, oh, our other cavalry unit too. Okay. So yeah, this one's going to be out of commission for a little while. do I want to loot this place? No, because the province is already mine, even though the settlement wasn't. So I'll only be hurting public order in a province that was already taken by me. So I don't really see a reason to do that. So we'll just occupy it. And that is going to increase our general's rank. I believe... Oh, okay. I was going to say, I believe that's the end of the Carthaginian navy. But no, they still have some ships out here. And unfortunately, that does put them in a nice position to go attack that. Let's see. It looks like you guys got a... Or no, this admiral leveled up too. We'll go strategist. And I'm thinking we're probably going to throw you in the garrison here. I don't know how else we're going to hold them off. Yeah, I can't do anything there. Can't do anything there. So, you are going to go garrison this. That's going to give us 6 ships to hold them at bay with. Let's see. So you guys have, yeah, more levies. Can I recruit here? Just more of this junk? Well, let's replace the 3 that we lost at the very least. And if there was mercenaries, I'd be inclined to take them, but there isn't, so we won't. Let's level up our general here. We have the ability to take these up to level 2 if we want, or we can choose a new one. I'm thinking let's go with... Yeah, so more campaign movement range, which is critical as I harp on constantly. And more melee defense skill for the entire army, which is also great. I'll take both of those. If he becomes a politician, that would be good, but we don't need that one straight away. I only take that one because it opens up the tree for this. Next time, if it doesn't allow us to go here, which it shouldn't, we'll go there instead. We'll reduce the upkeep costs of our army a little bit. Speaking of which, you guys are in really bad shape. So we pretty much only have our infantry left. We'll just let them hang out and replenish. We need 1 more unit of Principes, 1 more unit of Hastati, and then an entirely new complement of cavalry, which we can kind of resolve with a bit of Iberian cav. My only concern is that they're really expensive. And I don't see a reason to do it right now because we're not going to be fighting immediately. They're just going to be sitting here. I don't think anybody's going to attempt to attack them. So, yeah, probably best to just let it be. It looks like these guys have gone ahead and fortified themselves. It's pretty much their only play. But it's not going to really matter when I'm throwing 2 nearly full stacks of them. How did they get past you? Okay, well... Are you still close enough? I think you are. They just gave up their fortifications too, which was not wise. Let's auto-resolve this, and we'll do balanced stance. So, another Carthaginian army defeated. Is that going to give me a decent amount? Sure. Okay, and Lucius Lebo has ranked up. So now I need to decide how I want to handle this. I think I'm going to take the weaker army, send it to Kartuba. And they're just going to provide garrison support here, make sure nobody's rebelling or anything like that. In fact, I think they'll go to Abora on the following turn because this place appears to have kind of sorted itself out for the most part. We're at plus 12, and it was a positive number before we walked in, so I think it'll be okay. Cultural differences are declining, provincial instability is declining, so all in all that place will pull itself together. This place, however, is at minus 11 and not changing all that fast. Though in a couple of turns that will change. So I think marching them west to there is probably the best play for them. And if we need to bounce them back and forth, that's fine. But they're going to be a reserve army. That's their role right now. You guys are going to make sure that this place doesn't flip on us. And get ready to attack Ars when the time is right. Oh, right. We need to convert this. Let's tear some stuff down, I think. Do I want grain silos? It's a farming town. What are my options here? So I have a market town, farming town, civil town. I generally go with the civil town because it gives public order and growth. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's the best choice. In this case, I have to convert it, though. So if I convert to a farming town, I get more wealth from agriculture, but not significantly. Yeah, so we either get a plus 6% to any wealth we make from commerce, a plus 6% to any wealth we make from agriculture, which this farming town gives you a bit of agriculture, so you have a base value there. Same with this one. Or you get 150 wealth from subsistence plus 4% wealth from all sources. So in general, I think the civil town is the best choice, because you can diversify in that settlement and still make a decent amount of money. Because, for example, there's no agriculture choice here, and we're going to have something here. So we have commerce, we have more commerce, industry. But depending on where we go there, you know, the commerce choice here might be a good idea. But then what about the farming buildings we put in down in this spot? So all in all, yeah, I just think it makes more sense to do the general one and get the public order. This, I don't know if we need recruitment buildings here. I'm trying to figure out like where that would be best suited. The thing is, like, every single settlement here except for Numantia is going to have a port. So maybe Numantia should have the recruitment building. I'm not sure. For now, I'm just going to tear these down. I don't need like a tier 3. Well, yeah, I'm going to tear it down. And then this I can convert. The question becomes what to? I'm thinking, let's go commerce out there. It's a good place for a trade port, I think. Actually, it might make more sense to do... No, we'll do commerce. I'm not going to overthink it. We're going to do commerce. Okay. So I think that's all more or less resolved down there. I don't think anything's really changed out here. How is this war going? Looks like it's not really going. It is happening, it's just nobody's doing anything. You guys are just hanging out. These are all mercenaries. I should probably cut them all loose now that it appears that there's no real threat. I'm going to keep the cab though. But I'm going to cut all those guys loose and let's train up some Principes. And we'll kind of pan up the Italian peninsula here, and we do in fact have the ability to expand Rome finally, so let's do that and start building an aqueduct. We can also take this up to a gladiator school. Is that necessary? Not really. But I do want to eventually get Rome to the Colosseum. It's just that the province itself right now can't really accommodate the food cost. So I think we'll have to hold off a little bit on that until we get these slots opened up for grain pits or livestock farms and the research that allows us to build better farms here. And then up in this territory, I think we're going to do a grain pit there. This can also get taken up to a fountain if we were so inclined, but I'm not in any rush for that. You're still doing your job, that's good. You guys are just hanging out, but we need to get you over here. I'm thinking if we put them right there, that will allow them to reinforce. So let's find out. It looks like they will. We got the little red line. And no attrition, so we're in pretty good shape. I'm expecting the enemy to retreat here. Yep. So they've fallen back. You guys unfortunately cannot get to them without force marching, but it might be worth doing it just to make sure that this army dies here and now. I think that might be our best play, because that's going to significantly weaken the enemy. They're going to have to retrain this army. Not that that really means much for them, because they'll just throw together a bunch more levy freemen, which isn't hard at all. But still, it's one less threat on the board, at least for a little while. I'm not looking forward to having to go take that. That's just like so far away. We'll probably ignore that, actually, and work west and then north. Especially since we're going to have legions pushing up through Hispania. So we'll be able to kind of put together a critical mass in this area, I think, and then march up to take that. I'm going to pull my spy back a little bit, though. I'd kind of like to see what's going on over here, actually. But at the same time, having her sabotage along the road there is kind of useful. I guess, okay, so that gets you close enough to reinforce. You guys should be able to catch them then. They will not be able to escape that. And do we fight this? It's pretty much a foregone conclusion that we're going to win. These levy freemen are going to fold immediately, and we're throwing twice their number at them. So if we were to auto-resolve, what would we be looking at? 91%. I'm just going to do it. Hopefully you guys don't mind that. But I want to keep this campaign moving along, and fights like that aren't really worth the time spent to take them on. So we did lose one of our auxiliary Celtic light horse there. That's okay. I'm going to release the captives for the money. And then I'm going to put this legion back. You know what? Are you in better shape at this point? I believe you are. So let's take this legion. I'm going to force march them back into Massalia. And then this legion still has a lot of movement left. I'm going to send them to Genoa, where they'll be able to replenish a little bit, and then potentially I can march them very quickly on the following turn across the border, have them grab a unit or two, and then come back. Unless, of course, they can train it here. No. Can get artillery, though. And that might be worth it. Yeah, why not? They're going to sit here anyways. I'll take the artillery. I might trim a unit out of here somewhere else, like maybe a unit of Hastati. Because I'd like to keep 4 cavalry. It's kind of weird. I always discount the general, but that's because the general shouldn't be put at risk, and also that unit is kind of garbage. So, yeah, I'd like to have 2 units of cavalry on either flank, so 4 in total, not counting the general. Which means I'll probably have to... I don't necessarily need to disband them, I'll just merge them together. But for now, I'll just leave it as is, because there's no reason to do that to save, what, 95 gold per turn when we're making 10,000 per turn. So, if I decide to just send them back into the fight as is, we can totally do that. Or, again, we can get them another cavalry unit. It's up to us. This needs to be converted to an amphitheater. The rest of that, I think, is fine. And is that it for this turn? It very well might be. Let's actually look at securing some loyalty. I think we've secured everybody's loyalty. No, we haven't. Okay, so we'll go ahead and throw it at you. It looks like just through our victories we were able to up loyalty pretty considerably. But we're going to go ahead and throw it at them just to get them back into the positive. We'll stay on top of that. I could upgrade some of this stuff, but I don't know that it's really necessary. I guess I'll build that amphitheater there. Oh, you guys are back. Hello. Are you going to fight us? No, you're going to run off. And let me guess, they're too far for us to catch them. Yep. So we'll just go back to what we were doing. Oh, this can be upgraded. I'm thinking grain pits. Yeah, let's do grain pits. So we've already got a lot of food happening here. And let's see. You now have a garrison that I think is sufficient enough for us to do away with this army, or at the very least get rid of the mercenary. And we can potentially start turning this into a proper legion, though this is the wrong unit to have. Yeah, let's go ahead and start. I'm going to start with the Hastati because I can't afford 4 Principes. Maybe on the next turn. But we're going to rebuild the 4th Legion. And you guys are recruiting, you're hanging out. I think all is well for the most part. So let's go ahead and advance. Oh, we still have somebody that needs a skill. Right. Let's go with Tactician, my favorite skill. Okay, that'll be it. Right, so the Veneti have been not wiped out, but they did lose their only settlement here. Oh no, the kid that we didn't even get a chance to check in on him. Oh well. I guess easy come, easy go, right? Enemy wounded. Yeah, somebody tried to, down here, tried to stab our patrician and he shanked him first. And it looks like there's some peace being had over in Thracian and Dacian territory. Alright, coming back to this side. You guys should no longer be force marched. We could hit this place here this turn, but I don't know if that's wise. I wish I had more spies. Can I have more spies? That's not the right tab. It would be in here actually. How many spies am I allowed? Only 2, unfortunately, which makes this very difficult. Now, I could use champions and dignitaries like spies, but that's not really their forte. So, you know, what are you going to do? God, losing that one trade partner really hurt our income. But Batavium is now in the hands of these guys up here. The Rati. So we're going to have to eventually conquer them. Well, I mean, I think that's kind of true of everybody, isn't it? But probably sooner rather than later now, because that faction is not as friendly toward us as the previous holder of that territory was. Looks like they're starting to march north, which is interesting because that frees up. Ooh, I can see this settlement now, and it is in fact free. What happened to my other spy? There she is. I think we've been neglecting her for a little while. I'd like to see what's going on in Carthaginian territory, because they're going to be a factor in my ability to march on this. I need to be sure that there isn't like an army hanging out in here waiting to come take a settlement that I vacate. Though I think most of them have at least some garrison. Actually, it looks like this does not. Well, let's build a villa and another villa. Again, we only really need 1 recruitment building, and it's probably going to be in Numantia because Numantia doesn't have a port. Therefore, it will have an extra sort of unoccupied building slot that we can use. Alright, do we want to march on that right now? How is public order here? Plus 18, but how much of that is military presence? It looks like it will still be positive if we do leave. So that's a thought. I could also throw some money around here. I think we'll do the civil colonia, and a shipwright kind of makes sense. Let's take a look at this. So which one's ultimately going to give me more wealth? It looks like they're both going to be 210 from industry, regardless of which one I pick. Oh, I'm not clicking on the right thing, am I? No, yeah, that's right. So the question then becomes, what ships would I rather have in this territory? I do really like my ballista ships. In fact, I just find ranged ships to be superior in general. As we saw with that naval battle last time, the assault ships tend to get killed really quickly because they have to get up close, and they tend to take a lot of damage in that process. Though there are like scorpion ships and stuff over here, so maybe I should do a mix. I could have a military port here and a ship right there. That is entirely possible. I already have the trade port there, and I'm assuming we'll have more than enough villas that we don't need a fishing port. So let's do, what is it, the military wharf here? Yeah, I think we'll do that. And then I'll go ahead and upgrade this to a fountain. That's going to give them Well, this will give them plenty of public order. That will give them at least a better garrison, a better naval garrison. In the meantime, I am pretty tempted to go ahead and take that. Though it looks like it might take itself if I just give it a bit of time. It's going to take a few turns, though. It's going to take 3. Unless the public order continues to diminish. That is the public order per turn. Right now, at minus 13, in 2 turns that'll put them at minus 96. But no, it looks like even if it's minus 13 this turn and minus 14 the next turn, it's still going to be short. And yeah. So chances of waiting for a rebellion, it's going to be a little while. I don't know if I want to do that. You guys, on the other hand, you can't recruit anything here. Can you recruit here? No. We had a recruitment building somewhere, right down here. But Gadria is part of a different... Yeah, it's part of this. I'm trying to think of what my options are. Well, I know that you guys need to move. That much is clear. Let's see. So this is going to be 3 now that they've left, which is totally fine. At least it's not less than 0. And this is now 4, so public order is okay. It's workable at this point. You guys are going to continue building up your force, though we spent a lot of money already. Let's get those Principes. It leaves me with 2,000. I'm going to have to replace this general at some point. Even if I put him back in, I just want to make sure he's mounted and not on foot like that. Even though that unit is stronger, I just don't want my general to be at the head of an infantry thing that, you know, can't maneuver and gets killed by getting surrounded. So the question is, do I take this now or do I wait? And I'm thinking I might wait at least a turn. I'd like to know what's going on here. And it really doesn't hurt for me to wait, though you guys aren't really... You're not replenishing anyways. And you don't really need to. These guys are. No, they're not either. Why are we not getting any replenishment here? I find that a bit odd. The public order is not going to affect that. I guess the harsh winter would, yeah, minus 20%. But that's not going to change if we go up here. What to do. I am a little bit worried about overextending. But in theory, this is the same province, so we're still going to be able to garrison this and maintain public order. Because technically we're still in the same province. And we're at plus 18 right now. So if we attack, we'll get the, not provincial instability, but whatever it's called, that's like a single turn penalty. Not factoring that in, any provincial instability that we acquire should still leave us at roughly neutral public order. So that's not a problem. It's just reprisals and counterattacks that I'm worried about. But fortune does favor the bold, so I say we go for it. If there is an army here, we can always pull back and just let this fall back to the enemy. It's not that big of a deal. I'll be sure not to invest money in it until I know we can hold it. Okay, and again, this is auto-resolve worthy. So we'll do 93% right there. And I think we'll just occupy it. Again, anything else that I do is only harming myself for a bit of money. Because the conquest is the penalty I was referring to. We're going to get a conquest penalty no matter what, but any other option other than occupy is going to give us a more substantial one. And then provincial instability is going to be worse depending on what we choose as well. So this is only going to give us minus 15. We were at plus 18. So all in all, we should still be able to pull out negative public order within a turn, which is ideal. So let's just occupy it. So this is now mine. And again, I don't think I'll really bother investing in this. It's going to take a few turns, so I guess let's start it now. Tear that down. Tear that down. Let's start it now, the process that is, and then if on the following turn it looks like this might not be tenable, we'll just cancel the construction. So we do have time to back out of that. Meanwhile, over here everything looks good. Khartoum is at +3, we're at -9 here, but again that's counting the conquest penalty that will be gone. So on the following turn we should be looking at something like +10 or more. I think we're in good shape. This is looking like it'll be a pretty easy conquest. Same with Numantia. Again, assuming the Carthaginians don't have an army in here, which it's entirely possible they do, and they could be coming for Khartoum right now. And we are at war with these guys, the Cavalry, so we'll need to keep an eye out for their armies too. I don't think they're at war with anybody else, so they probably have a large stack of troops that's just kind of sitting around, hanging out, that we'll have to deal with. And the Iberian troops are pretty tough, or the Celtiberian troops I guess I should call them. No, they're just Iberian. But anyways, they are tough, and it will be one hell of a fight, so we'll want to make sure we have like at least 1.5 fresh legions ready to take them on if it's a full stack. Alright, and I think the last thing I'm going to do in this turn is upgrade this villa in Syracuse to a farm. I didn't realize that that was still at the bottom tier. No reason to leave it like that. We'll upgrade it. That's going to give us a ton of food here though, which I suppose is fine because we're going to have a lot of buildings that are going to require a lot of food, so that's probably for the best. And I think that's it for this turn, so let's advance. We'll see what the Averni do. We'll see if the Carthaginians still have anything left in the tank, or if this is their last army right here. And yeah, I guess just kind of have to cross our fingers and hope nothing super nasty comes out of the woodwork. So we now have ourselves a rank 10 veteran. Let's go take a look at that. And it looks like somebody was spotted. Maybe one of our spies, I don't remember their names. And our research is complete, so we'll have to choose a new one. We also had another triumph. So +4 public order wherever this guy is. I don't remember where his legion is. So it looks like it was the veteran in the 2nd Legion. And it looks like we have to choose a new skill. What is that skill going to be? I'm not looking for anything that is going to necessarily either give us penalties or only be workable, or I keep saying workable, only be usable for somebody that is like active out in the field and not tied to an army. So that's kind of a tough call. Only for that agent. Morale for all units in local province while deployed. Yeah, see, that's the issue, is a lot of these require him to be deployed. Same with that one. That looks like it's all for parent army, so let's do this one. Drill sergeant it is. We'll choose a new tech. That one wouldn't be a terrible idea. This wouldn't be a terrible idea. I do like the lower chance of political incidents. But I think we're going to go ahead and do the siege tower finally. That's going to make sieges just so much better for us in general. So not only are we going to take less attrition while besieging or encircling, the holdout time is going to be reduced, and we start not only with ladders now, but with siege towers as well. So we can basically assault any holding that has walls from turn 1 without having to build anything, even if we don't bring artillery with us. That's fantastic. So that means we don't have to have a ballista or an onager. If we want to attack something, we can just go right at it with what we've already got, thanks to these techs. So we're going to get that one out of the way. You are still doing your job, okay? Let's pan down here. So, apparently the Averni heard what I said about Terrico and decided to move some more armies down south. We'll have to keep an eye on that because potentially they could overrun Ars here, but it doesn't look like they're going to try. I'm going to grab my spy here and move her into this area. It doesn't look like there are any enemy armies here. So I think we're safe. I think we are safe. I'm going to hold here. We'll start upgrading this. Let's see. Not really anything to do there. What's our public order look like here? So plus 11. What if I, like, what is your garrison now? 6 and 2. So that lone, oh, he gave up. Yeah, he's only got 11 men left. Not really a threat. Migdal, you have some sort of garrison, right? Okay. Yeah, so he won't be able to overrun any garrisons with that. Therefore, I think moving this general up to Kartuba makes more sense, just, again, to protect against anybody kind of marching down here. And we will continue to add units to this. I'm going to do the Triary last. So let's get some Velites in there. And I would like to give them some cav, but the Iberian cav I think is too expensive right now. So we're going to hold off on that. You guys, don't know what I'm going to do about you either. But I'll probably try to get them to Kartuba so that they can replenish. The alternative is basically just sailing them out this way. Well, they can't recruit here. They'd have to go all the way back to Italy if we wanted to do that. Or here. But that still wouldn't give them any cavalry to recruit from. I'm almost wondering if like, that would make more sense because we can get cavalry here. We can get Carthaginian cavalry here even. So yeah, that might make more sense. But I do have to keep an eye on this because there are still Carthaginian navy units floating around. And I do not want to accidentally lose a settlement to them. This one is not a threat, but this one is. So we have to watch out for that. In fact, what is your strength at the moment? That's not great. There's no mercenaries. So yeah, we kind of just sit there for now. But we'll try to get them to here. That will allow them to recruit their cavalry back. And then if we march them into Kartuba, they can get their infantry replenished. So that's the plan, I think. Or if by that time we've taken Numantia, then we'll just build a barracks in Numantia. Actually, I'll probably do the... I'm curious. Right, so I have the Field of Mars here. Let's look at this. In Spain, or Hispania, the Manipular Barracks is going to give us the regular Roman troops, so that's nothing new. But if we do an auxiliary camp, what do we get? So Iberian, or auxiliary Iberian swords, auxiliary Iberian spears. That's the same unit twice, for whatever reason. Auxiliary Iberian slingers, and that's a unit that's in all of them. Then, if we go to tier 3, we get auxiliary Iberian cav, auxiliary Celtiberian cav, which is better? Yeah. I wish it had a unit icon. I'll have to figure out how to add new ones, because I can kind of just manipulate the existing artwork that comes from these icons to make new units. So for example, I could just give this guy a spear or something for that one. But I would like for all of them to have the new unit icons, even stuff like this, the Sagittarii, because I plan to use them later. What else did we have here? So auxiliary painted warriors and auxiliary shield warriors, which look like heavier swordsmen. And then finally, auxiliary guerrilla warriors, auxiliary Iberian nobles. Those were the mercenary units that we were fighting against that were tearing us up. And then auxiliary Scutarii spearmen, who are quite good. So that's interesting. We'll have to decide what I want to do with that. For now, I'll just leave it here. And I'm not sure that there's a whole lot for us to be doing right now. I'm wary about getting too aggressive over here because they have a lot of small, or sorry, not small, a lot of very large but inexpensive armies, and so they can overwhelm a single legion pretty easily. So as much as I'd like to start marching into Toulouse there, I kind of need both legions, but I also kind of can't afford to send both legions because I need one of them defending Massilia. So I'm in kind of a tough spot here. I'll have to decide how I want to go about it. Well, I think now is a good place to end this episode. And you guys can give some strategic suggestions on how we proceed. And I'll take some time to think about it. But what I might do is have this legion just kind of inch its way across the border until we can see Toulouse. If there's an army there, well, if there's multiple armies there, we'll probably back off. If it looks like we can take it easily, we might try. And we'll have this legion in standby here in case they need backup, but also to prevent the enemy from coming down from the north there and attacking. That's the only way I really see us being successful, though, is we need to cut across, secure this area, then go up and then up again. I don't really see us being able to have a whole lot of success pushing up this way. This is just far too much, open territory here. Though staging an ambush against the enemy might be a good idea. We'll just have to find a legion that we can spare to do that. But I'm sure we would have a lot of success on that front. Then in Hispania, we need to basically put together another legion, which we're actively doing right now. That legion can help us move on Numantia while this one holds down Ars. And then once we have that, that's going to put them in a really tough position because we can hit them from two different directions. So what I'll likely do is keep that legion in place as sort of a way to keep them honest and not allow them to rush off elsewhere. And then the legion that takes Numantia, once it's free, can go up and take Auxilium. I'm going to ignore the neutral factions until we've resolved the larger conflict, and then we can go and worry about them. So I think next move down here is going to be this legion gets built up. We move on Numantia. Or even what we could do if we think that's going to take too long and they might build an army in the meantime, which it looks like they are doing. We can get this legion built up within, like, for example, we'll get the Triari trained up next turn maybe. And then send them to Ars on a force march and have this legion take Numantia because they'll get there sooner and they'll be ready sooner. This one can continue doing whatever it needs to do in Ars, which is probably just going to be recruiting mercenary cavalry, because I think for the most part this legion is filled out with the exception of the Triari, obviously, and then whatever cavalry we choose. So yeah, that's something that we could do just to speed the process up. And this smaller sort of half legion is going to hang out in Ibora or Kartuba, wherever we decide they're needed, just to kind of keep things in line here and make sure nobody's getting in behind us to attack us. So that's the plan. If you guys have any other plans or suggestions for plans, please let me know, and we'll try to accommodate them and see if we can't finally defeat the Averni that have become really our major rival here. It's kind of interesting. They are by far a bigger threat than Carthage ever was. So much for the Punic Wars, right? Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time playing some Total War Rome 2 with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.